Hello, we're going to be looking at solving equations today, and the lesson objective is to be able to solve equations involving brackets. So let's get us started. We've got the question, it says here, find the value of x. So you've got two brackets, x plus a equals 20. Whenever we see brackets, we know we have to expand. Expand just basically means multiplying everything outside of the bracket by everything inside of the bracket. So what we should be able to do is multiply 2 by x, which is 2x, and then 2 by a positive 8, which is a positive 16. Then we continue with the rest of the line, which equals 20. So we've got 2x plus 16 equals 20. All we want at the moment is keep all the letters on one side and the numbers on one side. The 2 and x, because the 2 is with the x, so we can keep that on that side, and we need to get rid of the positive 16. And the inverse operation of positive 16 is a negative 16 on one side and the negative 16 on the other side. And we should have 2x, 16 take away 16 cancels out, equals 4. 2 lots of x, we want just one lot of x, so we have to divide it by 2 just to get x on its own, and divided by 2 on the other side. And 2 divided by 2 is just x on its own. X equals 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now what we can do up here is we can replace the x with the 2 up here now. So in the bracket, if I just use this example up here, so if I replace the x with the 2 now, so if I say the 2 now, the x now is a 2, so I've got here 2, I've just replaced it with the x up there. 2 plus 8 is 10. So 2 times 10 equals 20. Now what I want you to do now is I want you to attempt this question and press pause now, please. Right, what we'll do is we'll do this one together, and exactly the same thing, because it's got brackets there, we must expand the brackets. So 5 times x, which is 5x, and 5 times a positive 5, which is a positive 25. And continue with the rest of the question, which says equals 45. Now, like we said earlier on, we need the letters on one side and the numbers on the other side. So we need to get rid of 25 here, positive, which is a minus 25, and a minus 25 on the other side as well. So we've got here 5x, 25 take away 25, cancels that, equals 45 take away 25 equals 20. Now, because it's 5x, we need to divide it by 5 to get x on its own. So divide it by 5 and divide it by 5 there. So 5 divided by 5 is x, and 20 divided by 5 is 4. What we can do is we can substitute our final answer into the equation. So if I replace this x here with the 4, so 4 plus 5 is 9. In other words, what is 5 times 9, which is 45. You can actually replace it with, and you can substitute it in this line as well. If you want to substitute it in this line, you can do it in that line as well. So 5 times 4, which is 20, plus 25, which is 45. So it doesn't matter which one you substitute it in. Just another example up here. It says to find the value of x. This time what you've noticed, you've got a minus up here. So again, we're going to expand the bracket. So 3 times x is 3x. This time it's a minus 6. 3 times minus 6, which is going to be minus 18, equals 6. Like we said previously, it's a minus 18, so we need to have a positive 18 because we need the numbers on one side and the letters on the other side, and positive 18 up here. So now we've got 3x, 18 minus 18 plus 18 is a cancel that. 6 plus 18 is 24. And 3 lots of x, so we just want one lot of x, so divided by 3 and divided by 3. So we've got here x, 3 divided by 3 cancel that, x equals 8. Now that's our final answer. Like I said previously, you could substitute x on this line up here, or you could substitute with the x on this line up here. So what I'll do now is I'll do it on the second one up there. So 3 times, if I do it on this line here, so 3 times 8 is 24, take away 18 equals 6, and it's worked out. What I want you to do now is pause the video and have a go at this question up here for me, please. What we do exactly the same thing. We'll go through the answer and check your answer against my answer. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times minus 9 is minus 27 equals 6. The same thing again. 3x minus 27 equals 6. So we need to get rid of the minus 27. So we add 27 on both sides. And I should have 3x. Minus 27 plus 27 cancels that. 6 plus 7 equals 33. Now divided by 3 on both sides. Divided by 3, and I've got x. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and x equals 11 up here. Like I said, you could substitute it on any side up there. So again, what I'll do, I'll substitute it in this box up there. So you've got 3 times 11, which is 36. Take away 27 equals 6. Now, just one more example, and then I'll set you off with some questions up here. So, these questions are slightly different because you've got a minus outside the bracket on both questions. So what I'll do again, I'll go through this with you. So what you need to do is minus 3 times 6, which is minus 18. This time you have to remember the rules. Minus 3 times minus x, that minus belongs to the x up there, so please make sure you remember that. So minus 3 times minus x is going to be a positive 3x up there. And then continue with the rest of it, which equals 6 up there. Now, because the positive 3x is on that side already, I want to get rid of that minus 18 and put it on the other side. So I'm just going to write positive 18, inverse operation on minus, and positive 18. So minus 18 plus 18 cancels that. So you've got 3x up there, which is positive 3x, equals 24. Divided by 3, because we've got x on its own, and divided by 3. So we've got 3 divided by 3 is 1. So x equals 24 divided by 3 is 8. Now, what I can do, I can put it into, substitute it into any equation. So again, what I'll do, I'll substitute it in the one highlighted up there. So minus 18 plus 3 times 8 is 24. So minus 18 plus 24 is 6, and I know that is correct. Can you pause the video and attempt this question now, please? Right, just going to do this last example up there before we set you off some questions. So, like previously we said, minus 12 times a is minus 12a. Minus 12 times a positive 2 is going to be minus 24. And that equals 48. Continue with the rest of the questions up here. So, we've got the letters on one side, which is minus 12a, and the minus 24 we want to get rid of. So the inverse operation of minus 24 is a positive 24, and you'll do a positive 24 on the other side up here. So we've got up here minus 12a, minus 24 plus 24 cancels that, and 48 plus 24 equals 72. Now, please make sure this is a minus 12a. So to get rid of the minus 12, you must divide by minus 12 on both sides. Divided by minus 12 and divided by minus 12. And minus 12 divided by 12 cancels that. So you've got here a equals 72 divided by minus 12, which is a minus 6. So what we're going to do, see if we can substitute it back into one of these questions up here. So what we'll do is we'll substitute it back into this question up there, and I'll write this out again. So you've got minus 12a minus 24 equals 48. That's the question there. And let's substitute it back in there. So you've got minus 12, and the value of a is minus 6. So I'm just going to replace that with minus 6. Close the bracket. Minus 24 equals 48. Let's just expand that. So we have to remember a minus 12 times minus 6 is going to be a positive 72. So it's a positive 72. Take away 24, and we know that does equal 48. So That is definitely the correct answer. Now, what I want you to do now is attempt these questions here, and can you please make sure you take a snapshot of this and upload your answers on class charts. And thank you very much for listening.